Alright, so season 3 of Shield Hero. What do I think? Can this season redeem Shield Hero after the failure that was last season? Sort of. You see, the thing with Shield Hero Season 1 is that it is special. It has the isekai story of being in another world with not only the main character, but also the other three heroes. So adding a little more depth, each of them from different versions of Japan, and having a different understanding of the isekai trope. However, having Naofumi be the more collected compared to what is usually the trope of an isekai character is unique. And also the revenge factor with the whole him being accused of having basically done something bad to Mai, or as I'm just going to refer to her, bitch, because that is her name currently in the story. So far, the story was pretty strong for season 1. Had a little controversy here and there, but it definitely set the tone that this was a very serious one, as we get to see a slightly darker main character. So what went wrong and what caused season 2 to fail in the sense, and can season 3 recover what was the best parts of Shield Hero? In my opinion, it falls down into 3 factors: the animation, the story content, and the pacing. Pacing is probably the fastest one. It's sort of very conveniently fast at points and very conveniently slow at points. It is all over the place, and I didn't like the pacing. I felt like the beginning half was meh, and the second half was okay at best. I believe that some stuff like episode 2 that was a completely heavily dialogue was terrible, as it was just complete exposition. An example of good exposition of just a full episode of non-pure fighting would probably be Overlord Season 4. There are some episodes that are just pure dialogue, pure characters talking. However, it's still conveyed in an interesting way, as it keeps you intrigued with what the characters are thinking, how they bounce off of each other in terms of interactions. That was the problem I had with this season. At least the first half had that problem. The second half had more of a pacing of things having to move super fast. They start off super slow, stuck in that one area, then things start to slowly build up as they have to look for everyone. Honestly, it felt like that second half needed its own season of its own, or another few episodes, because it definitely felt like it needed a lot more to be fleshed out. I don't like to give crap to animation because that is honestly shitty on my part, since I'm not the one doing this. And obviously, I'm not an animator, I can't draw. But the turtle, it was so terribly done. It makes me think of Overlord Season 3. Terrible animation. It's just, that kind of animation is abysmal. It's just too distracting from the story that it just takes me out of the story, basically. But yeah, that'd be a con, is that this season definitely lacked on that animation. It didn't have any sparkle like I would think season 1 had. Aside from the turtle, everything else was okay. Oh, story. Where do I begin with this one? You wanna know what's bad? Is when you're confused as fucking hell at the very beginning, cause they cut off a shit ton of content. You wanna know what we missed out on? Rishia versus Naofumi. How Rishia slightly beat Naofumi, was able to damage him in a training session, of course. In the training session. I should probably clarify that. Not in an actual fight. But it's supposed to show why the old woman took an interest on Rishia, as well as showing more of just how much of a jackass the bow hero and the sword hero are. Yes, Motoyatsu, the spear hero, is an idiot and a very annoying one, but we miss out on that. All the other two heroes are also very annoying and asshole-ish on their own ways, and we miss that. We completely miss that, as well as just a few changes that make no sense, because in the books, Raphtalia was not with Naofumi or the group after they had gone to the other world. And yeah, basically having her there with them kind of throws everything off, especially in terms of story. I mean, they found a way to make it work, I guess, but the story beats are just all over the place. As well as the one key factor that seems to be a problem for season 2 was Naofumi's arc is complete. What else can you do with him? Because at this point in the story, he still hasn't reached the Naofumi at the end of season 1. He still hasn't had some inner peace. Obviously, this one has some inner peace, and obviously still has his moments of being, well, him. But the problem is, he still has already completed his arc, in a sense, at the end of season 1. He got the village, which he doesn't get that till later, which is another just jumping point. It's just, the story suffers in the sense that they chose this part of the ending for season 1, which kind of forces season 2 to kind of have to figure something out, which I can't blame it, but it is a problem. So, how do I think that season 3 can redeem this season? Well, for the first thing is that the stories that are going to be a part of this season are quite important. We do have the stuff related towards the villagers kind of disappearing. So, demi-humans kind of missing and forcing Naofumi to go underground into this whole stuff of secret societies and things. So, it'll have a few elements of that. Think Batman and the Court of Owls kind of thing, if we want to use as an example. And the second thing, which is I'm actually super excited for, is the other heroes experiencing the Curse series. Yes, they will be experiencing it. I will not say more into it, which honestly I probably should have put a spoiler warning, my bad. But yes, they will be experiencing something around those lines. I will not say how. You can investigate if you want, but that is a very big key component, as this is Naofumi's growth to help the others and establish a sort of connection of sorts. But that's what I believe. I think season 3 has the chance to redeem Shield Hero because it has the stories that are needed to connect into season 1's whole Naofumi's character arc. He's already grown past his hatred to an extent. Now it's time for him to use that to try to help the others and actually help them grow, because they do need growth. But anyway, those are my thoughts, really. If you disagree, I would be kind of curious. I'm curious if you even think Shield Hero Season 3 has a chance, but I want to give it a chance. Anyway, this has been Warren 291 signing out. Peace.